Favourite rig of mine I've used for a lot of years now is a Combi rig. I prefer to tie my own rig rather than using the plastic coated hook link materials which are available now. Very convenient, but the type I tie a little bit more discreet on the bottom. If it makes just the tiniest bit of difference, it could mean an extra fish, 2 fish a year, so I do go to the trouble of tying my own. I'll now run through the knot that I use. A lot of people struggle to tie their own because they can't get the tag end quite short enough. So a little secret now, and show the Shauns Combi link. Major difference from my rigs compared to most others, I use very, very soft hairs. I was showing a bit when the rig's tied how that makes a difference. So many people use knotless knots, which I do, but follow through with the main hook link material, and it doesn't allow the hook to behave quite so well as having a soft hair. This is whipping thread. It's Goody Brod D, which breaks about 5 3/4 pound. So the start of the rig, simple overhand loop. Figure of 8 is a stronger join, but you don't need the strength, it's only there to pull through the bait. Right, at this stage of the rig, I actually put the bait on the hair. This way I know that the hair's going to be the exact length I need, rather than trying to guess how long I need it. I'll put the bait on in the conventional manner. Here we have a little fruity trifle pop up. I like to use the hair stops as small as possible. There's a lot of hair stops available which, in my opinion, are a little bit too big. The fish get a little bit warier, they're mouthing the baits. The bigger the stop, the more chance of realising there's something wrong. That's a nice discreet one. It's one of those mini ESP stops. This is the stage I determine how long I want the hair. Again, different to many people. I see so many rigs with the baits very tight to the hook, close up to the hook there. I like the bait to be the distance of the length of the shank of the hook away. Right, the way we keep that braid in place, I've passed the hair through the eye and doubled the end back up to the bait. Come through the eye in the conventional manner. But instead of having a loop on the end of the braid, it's just straight line. Make sure the bait again is where I want the bait. The hair length all right. I've got 3 pieces of line pointing up the hook. I've got the 2 ends of the hair and the main braided hook link. Hold it all in place next to the shank and start the turns of what would be a conventional knotless knot. Once I've done 2 or 3 turns, that's the stage I cut the 2 loose ends off. Carry on with the turns. I generally finish the turns level with the point of the hook. 1 turn back down, snip the end off and pass it through. It's essential with a knotless knot for it to work effectively, for the line to end up coming out at the bottom of the eye of the hook. If it comes out the top, the hook turns round, is less likely to prick the fish. Another important thing when you start the knotless knot, on the eye of the hook, you've got the piece where the wire is continued around, then cut and joined back to the hook. Always start the turns on the smooth side, never on the other. As the knot's finished there, the bit of line coming back through the eye is on the smooth side. There's no chance of it cutting on the rough side. Different hooks vary as to which side is the rough side, so you need to check that one out. Now for the Combi link knot, 2 lines I favour. I like 25 Maxima as the stiff part. I really like Maxima, it's nice to tie with. Or if I'm in very clear water, I use fluorocarbon. This particular one, Seagar, is 23.5 breaking strain, and that gives me the stiffness and the diameter I want. Very discreet in the water, that is. To start the knot, take a loop of line, and I find it easier just to nick it between the teeth. just create a little bit of a point. Obviously I don't press hard enough to damage the line, I've just made a little point there. Similarly, you can roll it between your fingers. I've always used my mouth. So we formed an eye there, a little bit like a needle, which we now pass this braid through. Pull it right up to the eye of the hook. So at the moment we've got the stiff nylon, well, stiff fluorocarbon, and the hook pulled up to that. Trap that in place and go 5 turns up the fluorocarbon with the tag end of the braid. Trap it in place after the 5 turns, and then we come back down 5 turns. It's difficult to show this without getting the fingers in the way, but it really is simple. 5 turns up, 5 turns down. At this stage, logic tells you to pass the tag end the opposite way through from the hook. It will break if you do that. It's essential that the tag end comes back out the same side as the hook. So that knot's ready to be pulled up tight. All we've done is the loop, 5 turns up, 5 turns down, lubricate it, and slowly tease it into place. At this stage, rather than trying to grip the hook, which you're likely to pull it into yourself, get a little knot tester, or in my case, a split ring on the end of the knife, and pull it tight. Snip the 2 loose tags off. You can cut as close as you like with that, it won't slip, this knot. I find these fine rig scissors perfect for this. Sometimes use larger scissors for other aspects, but you can never get quite close enough in on that. And there we have my Combi link. Nice neat little knot. Very short piece of braid. That has accounted for almost all of the carp I've caught in the last 6, 7, 8 years, that rig. And it still catches today.